BORTLE here, back from the LCS 11 of the online format. That's right, guys. Post Banlist. The Banlist is legal for this event, and it had over 200 players. And my goodness, I have here. Welcome back to the channel, Rafael. How are you, man?
Hey, how are you? And it's a pleasure to be here again. And yeah, this is my third top on the LCS. I'm kind of really happy. I think it was my hardest one to go for top cut. This was ridiculous. The event was perfect.
Overall in Swiss, how'd you do? Like, what decks beat you in Swiss?
I went X2 on over Swiss. Mostly these decks ignores win the dot decks, and that's kind of problematic. So the invoked matchup is kind of hard to beat. Especially, I think shouldn't be that hard when I have Lancia draws and game as my main deck. Still managing to lose for the win the decks, for the invoked decks at all. I lose to the invoked Nag guy that made top cut, and for invoked Dogmatica. But then I beat like Zeus. I played like 3 Zeus and 3 Dragon Links, and I want to out-lose matchup. Before the tournament starts, I had like 2 days to prepare myself to this tournament, like everyone else. What was a good thing and a bad thing at all. I couldn't spend so much time on testing, so I had to make some things like, okay, so what's the obviously take from everyone? Everyone will obviously take on Dragon Links, on Dinosaurs, and decks that are already comfortable with. Playing 9 hit traps, the odds of drawing 2 are like 40%, something like this. And whenever you drew both Lancia and Gamma, or Gamma and draw, it's almost, the game turns to be unwinnable for your opponent, because the combination is really hard to beat. And that's mainly why I did this decision to play this event.
And thank you for answering my further question of why you chose this deck. You pretty much answered that. So before we start the actual deck profile, man, would you like to do some shoutouts?
First of all, I need to say that I also have a YouTube channel. It's Reich YGO. I make YouTube mainly content for Portuguese, but still go check it out. You might see something you like and help me to get 2K. I have to shout out everyone on our WhatsApp group, the Disciples of Reich. They are all my friends and helped me a lot to test. We tested like 2 days in a row playing Buster Bladers, Virtual Worlds, we tested everything. Shout out to Icaro, that is a Brazilian guy that mainly helped me with all decisions over my deck. Roberto, to Team Reich YGO, Phoenix Discord. I think that's all. I'm probably missing someone, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, no problem. We'll definitely plug your YouTube channel in the comment section and description down below, guys. So make sure to check that out. So without further ado, man, take it with your deck profile.
Yeah, so Collapse Paint, Wyver Buster, 3 Chambers, 2 Tidings, 2 are kind of standard. 2 Noctovision was the first thing that it's kind of uncommon. I think 2 now becomes pretty better, because your main play is go for Hieratic Seal first of all. And the Noctovision does that, turns your normal summon to being a draw play when you can't. You don't need to spend resources like the boot sector effect from hand. You don't need to spend resources like a quick launch for no reason. And you have a really big amount of good cards that you can draw on 2 Noctus. You can draw Collapse Serpent, you can draw Wyver Buster, you can draw any of the 6 rockets you play. You can draw Levian Needle, you can draw Ravine that makes the same function over the rocket. You can draw Cause Space, you can launch Guardragon, because 10-10 with 2 cards, you can mostly like go for the play of LP after having the draw. And it isn't a bad draw, because it's a draw when you already have Boot Sector off your deck. You already have, for example, a Tiding in hand if you start your play with normal Summon Chamber. So you have really big odds to draw, or something that will make you play as some kind of extender. This deck has a lot of 1 card that makes 2 extenders. Or you can also draw a hand trap, like Lancia, Droidlock Bird, for example. The bad draws on these decks are really low if you see how many good draws you could have on Octo. And also, the effect to protect set cards turned up being relevant. It was kind of funny to see. What else? Also, you kind of need to play the second Noctovision, because then the effect of Rocket Synchron to bring back something turns being even more relevant. Because if you have the option to summon the level 7 from deck without losing your resources, or to have from graveyard, it's kind of better. And playing 1 more Noctovision turns you to have more odds of even draw it or mill it on House Holder, for example, what turns your follow-up for turn 3 even better. Brotar, Recharger, 2 Striker Dragon, 3 Tracers, 2 Safers. I saw some lists playing 3 Safers, but I don't think it's the way. I really tested the deck without the second Safer, but it's kind of mandatory. It's a light monster, it's a good resource for grind. This deck doesn't have an oppressive combo 10 proceeds for Barrow Swords like it had on other times. So you kind of need to have the second Safer to grind. Levianir, Ravine, Boot Sector, Cause Space, Quick Launch, Guard Dragon, Hauter.
Overall, you did explain the hand trap ratio. It was about 40% chance to open one of these hand traps, so that's pretty cool to prevent your opponent and then just blow out, because you just need like one card to combo with.
It was kind of insane because on a lot of rounds I drew like Lancia and Gamma, and the opponent was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? You are so lucky," and that's kind of funny. Because the deck is made to maximize my odds to draw a lot of hand traps. The side deck options are also with the math with me. And it's kind of really sad that I lose on top 16 to Bank, that ended up being the winner of the event. He was really prepared for the mirror match, and was kind of sad because I thought like with this deck I could do well over the top cut, because like all decks on top cut, almost all decks lose for Lancia, draws, and Gammas.
Would you like to go ahead and explain the extra deck choices?
I think mainly the extra deck choices are pretty standard. Some guys don't play Quad Boil. I think this is absolutely insane. You have a lot of plays where the Quad Boil turns up to being Savage plus Hothead, just because you have it on an extra deck. That's kind of free. You can also go for it to pop a Link 2, what kind of happened a lot on some matchups. We tested, for example, Prankits for this event, and it was kind of funny because sometimes you could just go for Quad Boil for no reason, and then bring back resources and proceed for the TK after you took the double Battle Butler. So Quad Boil was quite insane. But I think the most weird thing you can see on the extra deck is the Beat Cop. I don't think the card is really insane, but it was the better option over all other cards I could choose. First of all, I was talking about the Abomination Engine, but it's not worth it. Takes so much resources from your extra deck, and the play is kind of bad at all. I also had tested the Apollousa, but Apollousa, it's a kind of card that you just make when games are already impossible to lose, and you make Apollousa just to make yourself way more safer. But that's not necessary. You don't need to go for them. But instead of them, the Beat Cop was the perfect call, because so many times you need to go second to break some boards, and this deck can really do it. But the Tracer effect to pop a card and make like trade resources with that card, with the opponent card, for example, a Trident. Your normal summon Tracer tries to go for battle phase, he goes to Trident you can chain Tracer itself, and summon a random Rocket from deck. And that's a good resource, because you would lose that Tracer. And on those kind of plays, I can just go for Bitcop just because it's a random Dark Link that have the good Link Sparrows to go for the plays. That's why Bitcop was really insane at all. And I think it's really better than Apollousa or Abomination or any other.
Oh, perfect explanation. And would you like to go ahead and skim through the side deck?
Okay, so first of all, to explain my side deck, I think I need to explain my options on side in and side out. Mainly when I'm going second, I have to take out Tiding, one Nocto, one Rocket Synchron, Absur Halter, Havine, and the second Safer, sorry. I think that those 6 cards are the really hard cards that you can like just take off. With 2 cards, I can just take out them and go for the Ash and Nibiru. Playing 15 traps on going second, the odds of draw 2 of them are like 65-69%, something like this. And turns up being really cool. You are almost seeing at least 1 hand trap on almost all matchups, but the odds drawing 2 are really good for me. I think something that I need to have in mind. So that's why I played Ash and Nibiru on side deck. I could have tried to go for Nibiru on the deck like other players did, but I don't think it was worth, since it was an open format and we don't know at all. We can try to predict what players are going to do, but this can't be a sure meta call. And for example, if I play against a dinosaur, Nibiru would be useless. when Lancia, Draw, and Gamma are very, very good on all matchups that have on the current metagame. That's why I choose to Nibiru on side deck instead of man. Ash is a low impact card that is better when we have more control decks, for example, for the Guru, when we have a lot of Eldritch. I think that's it for Ash and Nibiru. And Ash also pretty good against control matchups, so it's a kind of generic card. The two Maesters, I think the triple tacticals are kind of standard at all. You need to play them, you just need to choose if you're going for main deck, them, or side deck. I think I'm going to explain now about the Maester, the Red Reboot, the Lightning Storm, and Cosmic Cyclone. So mainly, when I had those Maesters, I needed to think myself, okay, what I'm going to do to have more hand traps against the Tri-Brigade matchup. Since Tri-Brigade is a deck that, from himself, it's kind of risky and kind of weak against hand traps. But when he makes the full combo, it's almost impossible to break his board. But Maester was a good call at all because you can just change it with Nerval, and it has the most special factor about it. It has a monster with more attack than the Wind Barrier, for example. Even if the Wind Barrier got some random boost attack, you can just normal summon Maester and go for it. And a lot of times when you negate Nerval, if they don't play it around it, it's kind of hard to tend to beat. So it ended up being a good hand trap. And was also a good hand trap against Eldritches. That was a matchup that my side deck was almost ignoring. So I thought, okay, the Schoolmaster is a card that's kind of good because I need to have the cards to take out. Gamma, Draw, and Lancia are terrible against Eldritch. So there is no point to place him on the matchup. So I needed that generic card, and Maester was the best call. The one reboot and two lightning storms are kind of standard, but Cosmic Cyclone was a very good choice at all because instead of playing, it was a last minute change, but it was a Pancratops or a third lightning storm. I'm messing something like this, but ended up that going first, I needed to take out the 10 first cards of my deck, Lancias, Draws, Gamma Diver, to put something good against pure Eldritches. And against pure Eldritches, I need to have 10 cards to put in for my side deck that aren't useless. For example, Lightning Storm is kind of useless if you go first. Pancratops is useless if you go first because you probably have a monster on field if they don't kill you. I need to take out Lightning Storm or Pancratops to play the second one because it was the right call for the going first side deck. I need to make all the decisions before the event. And it was kind of good because it was also good against Prankeds and on Invoked Dolls Schism. So you just doesn't go for a win, and that's almost game for you.
Overall, man, congrats again for topping another LCS event. Unfortunately, you did lose in top 16, but hey, it was to the guy that won the whole thing, so that's pretty good.
That's making me feel better at all.
So again, listeners, check out the description down below to check out his YouTube channel. Go sub over there. Oh God, yes. And also, if you're not part of BORTLE Nation, sub for BORTLE. It's that easy and it's free. Oh God, yes. BORTLE out.